people. It's been about a fortnight since I last done a video, hence the PC going down, blue screen of death. So here I am, back again, ready to get some work done. So I'm going to do a video using my gel plate today, and a bit of splashing around with paint and stuff. So I've got some inks already in my palette, which I shall carry on using because they never ever run out, if you know what I mean. I've got my brayer and a bit of paper to clean it on. On the redder, I'm going to be using Elements Sahara by Lavinia for my main background, and then I shall splash some little bits of colour and stuff around. So I've got my glass of water, I've got my paint brushes and a fan brush for splattering. I've got some pens for colouring in some little bits and pieces that need to be done. I'm using, I've got a bumblebee that's trying to escape. I'm using some Lavinia stamps. We've got the seed heads, we've got the wild vines, the vine and lupin, and of course my little bumblebee, my little tiny bumblebee. Inks, I'm going to be using these Acorn, Shady Lane and Rainforest, and Twilight and Nocturne of the Versifying Clairs for stamping. Let's try and make some space here. That's it, to work in. And my card is going to be a 7x7 card blank. Mat 1 is 6.5 by 6.5, which will go on there. Mat 2, which is a piece I found with a hole in it, so I thought, well, that's ideal, I can just use that. 6.25 by 6.25 inch, that will be my second layer. And the topper itself is watercolour card from Creative Expressions, 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and that will cover up that hole in there. Saves wasting it, don't it? So that's my card I'm going to be using, and let's just put that up out of the way. And my gel press is a 6x6 printing plate, gel plate, and that's what I'm going to be using to make my background today. So I shall just get that out of there. Sorry about the noise. That doesn't rattle through your ears too much. Right, I shall keep the bottom one in place. What I'll do as well, let's put a sheet of card underneath that so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay. Right, so using my brayer, I'm going to load up from my Sahara ink. Now, I've got to try and remember to do all my flicking not too close to the edge, because obviously my card, oh actually it does about, yeah, it's only slightly off, isn't it? Yeah, I'll be alright. So I'm just going to load this up with ink first of all, just gently backwards and forwards. Let's get it a little bit darker. This Sahara is quite a dark one actually. And do it lightly, and you shouldn't get any lines from the edges of your brayer if you do it lightly. Just do it in all directions, get a good coverage. Right. Take the excess off the brayer just by rubbing it up and down on your extra piece of paper. Take off that excess, that's it. Right, I'll shove that to one side. Now I'm going to mix up some of these inks with my water. Let's have a think, what colour shall I do? So I'm going to have him sitting in foliage round there. Right, okay. So I'm going to use some green, a bit of the light green I think. You can just mix that, do a bit of flicking around. Nothing too much. Just some light spots here and there. And then I'm going to go with the dark green, the emerald. These are Pink Ink Inkit inks, by the way, just in case, just out of interest, in case you was wondering. That I do tend to keep these as my go-to inks. Creative Expressions do some fantastic ones as well, that have shimmer in them as well, which are really nice. But these are just me pink ink ones for now. Right, let's clean that off. I'm going to go with a bit of red. This is the Garnet. Not too much of that. Just a bit here and there. Up the top, because that's where my sky is going to be. And although we've already got yellow, mixing in all my inks, look. Splashed it all in, but never mind. A few yellow dots around here and there as well. Could always take on a flowery and make it look like we've got flowers down there as well. And a bit of pink. Right, let's see how that pans out. Probably done far too much. You can also spray, you can also do just plain water on there just to get it mixing in. That's just water. Right, so I'm just going to move that out of the way for 5 minutes. Right, so now I'm going to place that down on there. Hopefully I've not made too much of a mess. I'm going to use my brayer just very lightly on top, just to make sure I pick up that colour. That's it. So where you scrub your brayer off, you do end up getting patterns. You've got a ready-made background there for next time now. So that's that bit done with. Let's peel that up there. Ooh, yeah, I like that. What a lovely background. Yeah. So, give my plate a quick clean. Normally I would probably get another piece of card and mop up what's left if there's much on there, but we'll give that a miss for now. Let's just get that done. Right, so I can pop that now to one side out of the way. I'm going to give this a quick drying. I must admit, I don't use this method enough. I used to do it all the time with my gel press. I don't do it enough, but it does make some stunning backgrounds, doing this method. You can get some really nice backgrounds from it. Need to get it fairly dry, otherwise stamping on top of it's a bit of a nightmare if you don't get it quite dry enough. You want some good stamping. There we go. I think that will do it. So go to the heat. There you go. What a beautiful colour. It has come out lovely. I'm really pleased with that. Right, so let's get the old platform out. Oops, bits of rubbish coming with it. I'm going to have to move some of my stuff around. Let me move my paints out of the way before that gets tipped up and goes flying everywhere. I'm going to be using, do I stamp my hair first or my plants? I think I'll stamp the hair first. In fact, I'm going to plant some, stamp some plants here first, some berries I think. I'm going to do these berries first. I want them to be coming up above and behind him. So, and I'm going to stamp these out in the twilight. Hope it don't just look black on my card. Hope it does give me some bluiness. It should do. Give that time to soak in a bit. Yeah, that does look bluish, doesn't it? That's nice. Do like that. I'll have to lift that up a bit. Make room for stalks and things. Let's put that up there. Think about there. I've got a bit too much around that edge on this, so I'm going to just take that off there because it will smudge on my paper. It started to do it there. Get rid of that. Here's my thingy me jiggity what's it. Do some more just there. Just do that top bit. Oh, well overlaid with ink. Well over inked it. That's it. Let's try again without going it all over the place. That's it. Pushed my ink down too hard. Had it running everywhere. Don't want that, do I? Want a mess. And I think a little bit more just sticking out there. Definitely get a better push down using that. There, I think that's looking nice. A bit more at the top. You never know when to stop, do you? A bit more up there. So it looks like they're coming off the page there. That's it. Nice little bit. There. That'll do. That'll do for them. That's done nicely, that is now. Right, so I can now bring this back down to here. Give my stamp a wipe. Put that away. And get the next one out, which I think needs to be the hair next. Yes. Yeah, Lupin. Lupin the lovely hair. He's just got to love a hair, haven't you? He's gorgeous, he is. Have him down there in that corner there. I'm going to stamp him out in, I'm going to use my acorn and black. I'm going to use the nocturne as well. So these mostly his outlines. That is brown. I'm going to paint him anyway, so I'm going to paint the rest of his colour in, so Yes, isn't he just glorious? He's beautiful. I love this hair. Am I using Nocturne? Yeah, Nocturne. I'm just going to go around some of the edges, just darken some of the edges with the Nocturne. A bit on his face. And feet. I think that should do it. Let's see how that pans out. I think my black's about run out. Again. Yep, I think it certainly has. Let's try that again then, shall we? Right, try and go a bit darker this time. A bit on his feet, a bit on his knee. See if that comes any darker. I think that's got it. Because I'm going to paint him anyway, but I just like a slightly darker edge. Creates his natural shadows. There you go. That'll do. Put the Lupin back on his packet. That's it. I should do the Bumblebee last, so I'm going to do some vines now. I'm going to have some hanging down. So this is the wild vines. I'm going to move those down there a little bit. I'm going to have that hanging down there. Do these in the dark rainforest green. I'll probably do some lighter ones as well. Let's move that acorn now, that's done with. Okay. So glad to have got my PC back up and running, and luckily for me, a friend of a friend said he'd be happy to sort it out for me just for a couple of beers. So yes, was very lucky with that. We did try changing different components to start with, but then was advised to strip it completely and start from scratch, adding one component at a time to see where the problem lies. It turned out that Windows 11 was the thing that was causing the problems, so he's taken that off. He's cleaned all my PC up inside for me, vacuumed it all out and everything, and he's installed a new Windows 10 on it for me. So 11 is apparently corrupting a lot of people's machines, so I won't bother putting that back on it, that's for sure. I'm just happy to have it back. So, let's do it this way now. Do a bit going down across there. I've really got to get some re-inkers for some of these well-loved stamps. Yeah, that's nice. I'm just going to have a big bit coming down there. I know it's supposed to do gentle tapping, as Joe always says, but I'm going to have to go a bit harder with this because it's running out. Yeah, that looks more like it's doing something, doesn't it? Yeah, I think that will do for that one. Tend to stick to the same colours all the time when it comes to doing my leaves and things. I always go for these two greens. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to use a different green. I suppose I could. So we'll go with the green Oasis. That one very rarely gets used, but that's nice and juicy. Do you know what? I'm going to try with this green Oasis for the next bit. Right, so I'm going to put that up there again, because now we're going to be doing the bottom half with the vine stamp. Let's move them out of the way now. I do like this vine stamp. This is my favourite go-to stamp as well for foliage. Let's give this green a go. Oh yeah, that's nice and vibrant. Ooh yeah. Oh yeah, that works well, didn't it? You see, because if I try this one, I don't think this one will stand out very much. This one's the Shady Lane. Just have a go. We can do a mix, can't we? I should have moved it first, shouldn't I? I'm just going to pull it across a bit. Like that. Yeah, see, that's very pale on that background. It's not showing much at all, is it, by the looks of it? No, you can hardly see that. So right, we're not going to use the Shady Lane, we're going to use this green Oasis, because it stands out far more. This looks much better, don't it? Note to self, use this one more whilst the others are waiting for top up. I'll put that along there like that. I know it's going over me hair, but he's hiding behind the foliage when all's said and done. Oh, that's looking nice. Do a little bit that way. Make sure there's a leaf in that gap there. That's it. And a little bit up there. Perhaps just do them bits that's already on there. That's it. And I'm going to do a bit down there. Too much ink on the edge. Get rid of that bit. A few little leafies in there, and I'm just going to put a bit more in that corner. Like that. There. I think that looks lovely. That's it. Beautiful. line back on there. Last but not least, my little bumblebee. Put it on his nose or just near his nose? I think just there. You can watch him coming down. Yeah, just there. And my nocturne for my buzzy bee. I'm going to do him again because I want him to, his stripes to look really black if I can. That's it. So that's all the stamping done. Put my little buzzy bee back on there. Right, so we can get rid of that now. Alright. Oh, hello, cat. You snuck in. Why did I have a feeling the cat was going to appear whilst I was doing a video? I knew she would. She's just going to start meowing at me in a minute. Aren't you? Right, brown. So I'm going to just put a bit of water on there. Mix a bit of green. Don't need a lot. And some red. Try and get in that, oh, a bit too red. A bit more green then. Still a bit red, isn't it? Garnet is obviously the garnet red is obviously a dominant colour. Now it needs a bit of yellow, I think. Well, can't really say that looks like brown. There's a grey brown, isn't it? A tiny bit more red. There you go. Brown. Green, red and a hint of yellow gives us brown. So I'm just going to paint all over. It's not very dark, is it? It's hardly showing up at all. Do a little bobtail. I'll put a bit of white on his tail as well later. Ew, not as dark as I would like it to have been. I don't know, can you see it? Yeah, you can see him, can't you? Yeah, just keep piling it in. Hello, boss. You decided to come home today, have you? You're dirty stopper, aren't you? Out all night for the past few nights. She's not been coming back as much as she usually does. I was surprised she weren't here this morning for feeding. There you go. Right, that's that hair coloured in, and you can get rid of that now. And he's nice and brown enough. I'm just going to give it a quick dry. Oh, actually, put a bit of ground underneath him. Right, let's have a look. Dark green again, I think. Mix a bit of blue in that green. That's it, make it nice and dark. Put some ground under his butt. Don't want him sitting up in mid-air, do we? That's it, he's grounded. That's that. Now we can get that out of the way now. Put a bit of pink in his ear hole. A little bit around his face. There, I think he needed that, didn't I? Give you a close-up of him. A little bit of pink in his ear. He still looks like he's hiding behind the bushes. Just paint over that versifying clear, it's enough to right. I now want to use my bleed proof white. I need a finer brush, bit of water. Let's reactivate what's in that lid. There should be enough in there for me to use. Just checking on where the cat is. Right, that's gotta be careful with this because it is very. Use some real fine lines. A bit of white here and there. There's a little flick of white in his tail. In between the foliage. A bit on his knee. Definitely a little blob in his eye. A bit on his nose. A little bit on his noggin. I'm just going to dampen my brush and take some of that white back out. There's a little bit too much on there. Too stark. So we want him to have a bit of shine on him, but we don't want it too stark. Just blend that in a little bit. There. I think I'll keep that out for now. Right, so the 3 pens I've got, these are the Pentel Dual Metallics. We've got gold plus metallic red and gold. Got gold on its own. And blue grey plus metallic blue and silver. These are the ones again that are, they're metallics, but they have glitter in them as well. Very, very pretty, give you a massive amount of shine. I'm not sure what I want that one for, but anyway, gold. I think I'm going to do the bee in that colour. Yeah, a little bit dark. So do a bit of gold and the red gold as well. So a little bit of both. There, that's pretty. And his wings in the blue grey. Well, he's a pretty bumblebee. I think since the sky's got red and gold in it, I'm going to just edge a few bits of these plants in some of the red gold, just to make it look like it's shining from that sky. A bit on these berries. I shall also put a little blob of white on these to make them look like they've got a nice bit of shine on them. You gotta have some shine on your berries. A little bit on these leaves as well. You don't need to follow it exactly, just a little squiggle here and there, just to make it look like it's got some reflection from the sun. Especially when it comes to doing the white, because then it will go over the hair and you can see it better. So that's that. Back to my fine pen. A bit of white. Dried that up a bit quicker now. Used it up. And we'll just put a little bit of white on there as well. Just indicates there's a little bit of light shining somewhere. Like that. And a little bit on my bumblebee as well, on his wings. I don't know about you, but my bumblebees in my garden have got white bums, so I'm going to give this bumblebee a little white bum. If you can see him. Black and gold bumblebee with a little white bum. Cat, stop doing that. You little blighter. She pulls my carpet to pieces. She does with her claws. It's a little sod. Yesy. Cheers, puss. Little indication of light on the leaves. There we go. I think that's it. I think that's done it. I think that's all we need on there. That's it. And there we have it. Beautiful little picture. Some nice shiny bits here and there. You see that? Little tiny bumblebee. Here's Lupin's little friend. Okay, so let's put this together. Oh yeah, now then. My friend Laurie in the States, she bought me this as an early Christmas present. Very early, it's only summertime. Because it is an absolute game changer. Now this comes with a stand. You get 2 bottles. You get, this is the one with, this has got a fine nozzle on it. See how this has got a nozzle on there, metal nozzle. That's the wider one. This one has got a fine nozzle on it, and it's the Nuvo, and it's absolutely fantastic glue. It grips quite fast, and it stays. I mean, I've used, normally for putting gems on anything, I use my hot glue, but this really holds it well, better than the hot glue does, to be honest, because the hot glue is okay, but if you're using something that's got a flat back, it tends to come off quite easy. Not with this stuff. Brilliant. So with the empty, you get that one full of the Nuvo glue, then you get an empty bottle spare with the wider nozzle. And the wider nozzle is great for doing around your edges and all that, and then you've got your fine nozzle for doing all your smaller details. So as you know, I normally use Anita's tacky glue, which is what I've put in here for now, just so that I could top it up and use it. And it works on this trigger. You barely need to touch it and the glue comes out. It's absolute game changer if you have problems with squeezing bottles with your hands, like I was starting to with the Anita's glue. It can get a bit painful after a while. With this, it eases all that pain off. It's got its own little stand. It's got a little silicone plug down the bottom there, so when you're using it, you just drop that in there and that seals the end. Your glue never ever dries up. That's your top. Your tops also come with a spike inside them, so when you glue it, when you put your top back on, you don't get any, you know, sometimes your glue gets bunged up and you're having to shove a pin down the end to try and get your glue to flow. Don't have that problem with this at all. And I can leave this for a couple of days not used, just in there, and it won't bung up. All you do is pick off that little bit off the end that comes out and you're ready to go. And it is an absolute game changer. 35 quid for my sweet petunia. I believe this one came from Craft Stash, and she knew I'd love it. I had my doubts, but she knew I'd love it, and she says, I'm going to you for Christmas. You can have it early because I really want you to have it now. There's me saying about it bunging up. I haven't left this for a few days, and it's, there it comes. There we go. And it just, that slight squeeze, it's brilliant. It's a better angle for gluing as well. I love it. I'm not holding my paper very well, am I? But that's because it's a frame. It just takes all that pressure off. I mean, I find squeezing the glue bottle quite hard after a while, especially as it starts to get empty. But this, with that trigger, it's awesome. That's all I can say. It's awesome, and it was a very much loved gift from my lovely friend. I do appreciate it, and she knows it. And yeah, absolute game changer. See that it does give you wiggle room, but once it's gripped, it's really, really good glue. That's the Nuvo glue. As is, I didn't think I could find a glue as good as the Anita's, to be honest. But this stuff really does. That Nuvo glue really does work well. As does my Anita's, which is what I'm using now. This is actually Anita's glue that I'm using right now. How simple that is. Just goes on, glides on, dead easy. No messing about. Whoever thought this one up, the trigger idea, genius. That's all I can say. Genius. So just in case you were wondering, my sweet petunia. But you can get it from Craft Stash. I'm sure there's other places that you might be able to get it from as well. Make sure my card's the right way up. Yep. It can go on there like that. Nice sparkly edge. And there's our card for today. Yay, right, we're back to it, boys and girls. Back to it. Start doing some more videos again. And there you go. Very pretty card. Hope you enjoyed watching. And I will see you again next time. Okay. Thank you for watching. Bye for now. Bye.